Crypto Monday, San Juan. Let me get a round of applause. Let me get a round of applause. Let me get a round of applause. I want to welcome everybody down here to La Perla, right in the heart of old San Juan. We're down here in the gym, Team La Perla Gym. Let me get a round of applause for La Perla Puerto Rico. So many of you guys know a little bit about my history, me being Puerto Rican here. A lot of you guys know about my grandmother's sister being Doña Felisa Rincon, one of the most famous Puerto Ricans ever to live. Also, first female mayor of any city in the United States. That city being San Juan in 1946. But I don't know if a lot of you guys know that my people actually, my grandmother's great-grandmother was actually 100% Taino. She was one of the last 100% Tainos on the island. So I have a tendency to identify more with those people. The people right here in La Perla, Puerto Rico, the original Puerto Ricans, which is why I always show these people love. Those walls were built by the Spanish colonial settlers to keep the Puerto Ricans out, whether you believe it or not. So these people right here, they've been here for hundreds of years. And that's why we're here tonight, to come down here and show them some love. So I want to let you guys know that this gym right here has a special place in my heart. The owners of the gym are an extraordinary couple. They teach MMA down here to the kids in La Perla for free. They're also a nonprofit organization. I'm going to work on them getting their 1101C so they can take the Act 22, Act 60 donations. We want to make sure we show these guys some love. They're doing a tremendous impact right here in one of the poorer neighborhoods in Puerto Rico. These are the kind of people that we want to help, the kind of people that look to help other people. So with that being said, I want to welcome my guest today. He's a special guest, Robert Viglione, the CEO and founder of Horizen Labs. Go ahead and give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Hey, man, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna need you to speak up, Robert. So I have a tendency to be able to project my voice. Yeah, the way I look at it is just talk to the young lady way there back there in the back, and that'll make you speak loud. So basically, why don't you tell the people a little about who you are and what your background is, sir?
Sure, thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, I typically stand up and have a lot of hand gestures while I speak. So Rob, founder of Horizen Labs. It's a software company in the privacy side of the blockchain space. Also a co-founder of Horizen, what was Zencash, if you guys remember from 2017, one of the privacy projects extending from Zcash. These days, I'm focusing on some particular problems in privacy and blockchain that I'm excited to talk about.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit about Horizen Labs, like how did that come about, and then like where you guys are today as a company.
Yeah, so it started with Horizen, the public blockchain, and as we were building out these different applications in the privacy space, we started getting more demand from people that said, blockchain's cool, we want to do something in blockchain. Can we work with you? You guys are pretty good guys, right? Cool, let's give it a shot, but we were a public blockchain company with a nonprofit foundation not really suited to doing these types of applications. So we spun off Horizen Labs in 2019, raised some venture capital, and built a pretty badass engineering team. So our engineering team's out of Milan, Italy, and we focus really in this niche privacy space on like scaling privacy, because there's a fundamental premise that I believe is going to be absolutely true. In an age of DeFi today, where everyone wants their favorite NFT, their favorite ICO or kind of coin pump, it could be a little bit overwhelming of what's going on in the market, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I love the DEX stuff, I love being able to participate in DeFi, but where the stuff's really going to play a role, where I see it going over the next 5 years is, if we're going to get the rest of the world to come in the space and not just have blockchain geeks kind of playing with each other and our cool new toys, we need strong cryptography that can get real information on chain in a way where you can do something with it, right? So that's where we focus. That's how Horizen Labs came about. For the geeks out there, we are really a zero-knowledge circuit building company is what we do. So.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So where are you guys at today in terms of where you are with your project, and how do you see yourselves moving forward?
Yeah, so we launched Horizen, the blockchain, in 2017. So we're roughly 4-year-old cryptocurrency, right? And public blockchain project. We've spent the last 2 years extending the tech stack to be able to do privacy to other types of things besides just sending coins to other people, right? That's really the state of privacy in the world, in the blockchain world from, I don't know, like 2016 on was let's focusing on different ways of doing coin transfer with each other. What we've been doing for the last 2 years is extending this type of crypto and building specific circuits that can actually bring other data onto a blockchain in a way that's secure, private. Other people can't see your stuff, right? And you can still do stuff with the information even though it's encrypted. So an example here that I think motivates it is we can do things like digital invoicing. Like we all have people that have businesses are used to having vendors and paying different vendors, different people to do different things. You don't want necessarily the world to see exactly what you're doing. You don't want your competitors to see. If you're a healthcare company, you don't want your patients' records to be seen. But you still might want to do stuff with the information. Like in the finance world, you may want to factor invoices, right? You may want to finance invoices. Well, so you want to get the information on chain to be able to do these operations, but you don't want to reveal that information to people. So this is where we come in. This is what Horizen Labs has been doing for the last 2 years, is actually getting this technology ready for production. And this is the year where we actually go to market with it, and we actually get it into production.
Seems like that's a good reason why your coin has grown so fast this year. You guys have done some tremendous work. I think you guys have gone up something like 30x this year, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a good ride.
Not a bad journey. So yeah, why don't you talk about like what the future Horizen Labs holds and what's like the next, say 2 to 5 years look like for you guys?
So what we're doing really at the end of the day, I don't believe in a one blockchain to rule them all kind of world. What I believe in is you're going to see a lot of these different distributed ledgers that do certain things. And you probably see the market kind of evolve where you have function-specific stuff being dominated by certain chains. What we want to do, our tech, is to provide services to this marketplace. Provide services to the Ethereum world, provide services to the Cardano world, provide services to different blockchains out there that are popular and doing very interesting things. Like today, we just announced a partnership with IOTA, an Internet of Things organization, public blockchain. We're actually bringing now IoT information onto a Horizen sidechain, and this is the architecture that we have. And then we're going to be doing a whole bunch of really interesting IoT use cases. The moral of the story is our goal is really to provide services for the rest of the industry, not to try to be the one chain that does everything within the industry.
Excellent, excellent. Is the coronavirus, has that affected you guys in any sort of way? Has it like changed and pivoted your business in any kind of way?
It did. It set us back 3 months on our beta product. But I mean, what it did was we had to shut down. We have an office in Milan, Italy, and that's where a lot of our engineers are. We had to shut down. A couple of our engineers got COVID. That wasn't a pretty story. So it slowed things down a little bit. But what it did was it got us thinking more distributed, being able to work in teams remotely. So it's actually boosted our productivity long term, but it was a pretty tough year. Any questions? I could talk,
Why are you in Milan?
It was because we found one awesome software architect and built a team around him. And the good thing about that is Italy's kind of an underlooked market in crypto. So we're one of the biggest blockchain companies in Italy. So we get top talent in Italy. So it's great. We work with some of the best engineering universities there, and we get like a pipeline of cryptographers. So we just announced today that we have a partnership where we're pulling in IoT. Well, let me take a step back. Our architecture is we've worked really hard on sidechains. So we're kind of a blockchain of blockchains ecosystem where you can run a lot of different blockchains in parallel. Right now with our tech, you can run something like 1,000 blockchains in parallel as sidechains to Horizen. IOTA is building an IoT sidechain in our ecosystem so that we can actually go to market together tackling IoT use cases.
And then was that a public release?
Yeah, we just announced it publicly. And the good thing, so our value add is we add the privacy layer onto the IoT data. But another element as well is because we're very much in the public blockchain world, we want all this info to be broadcast to the world because the value prop for me of blockchain is data integrity, like information integrity, right? And I don't think you get information integrity unless you can have anyone in the world publicly verify what you've done. So the great thing about zero knowledge proofs, ZKPs, that class of crypto that we do is you can put this information on a blockchain. It's encrypted, no one can see it, but you can still perform operations on that. So you can do like sum of transactions, right? So we work with Celsius Network as well, the big lending platform in crypto. And there, we're actually building an audit blockchain. So it's an audit blockchain that basically takes the job of like EY, PwC, these auditors, get them out of the loop, decentralize the process. You could use zero knowledge proofs to actually verify that all of their reserves that they claim they have are there. And by actually aggregating across all these transactions, they're encrypted, but you can actually pull like mathematical operations out of it.
Do you have a name for that particular
No, we don't. So yeah, it's just what we call like an IoT chain right now. Yeah.
Your mic is on.
So as the good point, we need to do a better job branding. We don't really market ourselves at all. So
Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit more about Horizen in the community. We in our community, we've done a good job in some areas, right? In terms of like charity and in terms of like really making ourselves a part of the community and giving back. But in other areas, we haven't done so well. And I think it was last week on Monday where you and I had a conversation where I actually addressed the community during Crypto Mondays and talking about some of the things that I wanted to address. And you were one of the guys that reached out to me. And you said, hey, Pedro, I hear what you're saying, and I want to help. Let's get together. Let's figure out exactly how can we go about doing this. So why don't you tell us a little bit of some of the ideas that you had of what we can do for the community to try to promote some of the opportunities that exist within our space with Horizen.
yeah, so first of all, this is really a personal thing for me because I live here now. I've relocated my family to Puerto Rico, so it's important to me that we actually give back to Puerto Rico and help grow our community together. Right, so the thing that we do pretty well is we train engineers and cryptographers in these really high-end technical positions, and we work with universities around the world. I would love to work with local universities and actually get a flow of talents out of the universities. We can train them while they're students and give them good internship opportunities and maybe a path to actually having really good jobs and stay here. You don't have to go to New York or go to Los Angeles or anywhere else to get a good job.
Well, I mean, one of the things that really impressed me about that was the expedience about it. Like he literally, like you messaged me the next day. I think we met on Wednesday in Umorono, and then from that we're going to start to put together some events that hopefully we'll get together with UPR Mayag West, their engineering school, and Polytechnico Institute here in San Juan, and be able to integrate a program where we can start feeding some of these top levels talent into some of our companies that are based here locally. And we have a variety of other things as well that I'm going to be working on with some other companies as well. And what we want to do is we want to start fostering both the high-level positions that we can offer our community, as well as also, too, we want to start encouraging entrepreneurship and teaching company formation and capital formation within our community as well. So be on the lookout for those types of events as we're going to be moving forward. Do I have any questions for Robert Viglione? No?
Yeah, it's a great question because we actually bootstrapped in 2017 with the Zcash tech stack. So we launched our main blockchain, basically like a modified version of Zcash. What we've been doing since, and what actually gives us our unique value prop is we have now a blockchain of blockchains ecosystem. So Zcash has one blockchain that does like coin privacy, right? We actually extended the use of these snarks, these zero-knowledge circuits, to now connect blockchains. Like you could think for, again, the crypto people out there, you heard from Polkadot last week, right? You guys know Cosmos, these other sidechain systems. You could think about what we're doing is replacing those expensive validators and these humans in the loop with like actually cryptographic circuits. So you can take our software, our SDK, launch your own sidechain, it's interoperable with the main blockchain, and you don't have to bid on an expensive slot to be a validator on another sidechain platform. We have an open system, kind of in the spirit of the Satoshi, or the Satoshi spirit, where we want it to be permissionless, innovative. Anyone can come and participate. So that's what we do. So the real extension is we've built this system where you can launch your own. It's actually a proof of stake sidechain that has a configurable zero-knowledge circuit for data privacy, and it uses zero knowledge to connect back to the main blockchain and have a two-way peg for Zen, our cryptocurrency. So
I tell you, you said something earlier about the value add of blockchains and basically being data certainty. And I mean, ultimately, I'm sure that that's what it ultimately means. But to me, the one key fundamental part about blockchains that people seem to miss is that what Satoshi created was a truth verification machine, right?
Yes.
So ultimately, like the first couple lines of the white paper, he basically said he set out to solve the double spending problem.
Yeah.
And in solving the double spending problem, essentially what he did was he created a perfect database, right? So when we look at blockchains, we need to understand that, essentially the real value add there is that triple entry feature of the triple entry system that we're now under. So I tell you, I'm really excited about Horizen Labs. I'm grateful I've had the opportunity to meet you. Do you have any more questions from anyone in the crowd? You sure you don't have any more? Wait, we got one guy right there.
Which one? Oh, Tornado Cash. So I'm not familiar. Yeah. So I mean, for us, it's not about like coin privacy. That's not the value prop that we're going for. That's not how we bootstrap, so we can get good at snarks. But really, for us, it's about like arbitrary data privacy and building these circuits and these blockchains to have different use cases. Piggybacking on what Pedro just said, I really do emphasize this point. Like Google says, their mission statement is to provide organize the world's information. Our mission statement is to provide integrity for the world's information. Right? And Bitcoin started by removing the middleman with this triple entry accounting system for value transfer. Ethereum's killing it on smart contract state transitions. And now we're extending all of this stuff with zero knowledge proofs where you can have any other type of information that is sensitive, like health records, whatever financial information you don't want the world to see, but you still want to derive the benefits of independent verification. That's where we come in. So we're kind of, we're interested in what's going on in this Ethereum world right now. I think there's a lot of hot stuff. In fact, we're launching a DeFi product like this week. But for us, it's really going that next step and thinking like all of these other real world use cases where people should use blockchain in the future to decentralize, they're going to need strong cryptography, strong privacy and protection. That's what we're angling for.
One last question back there.
What is your website, and do you guys have a Telegram channel for the community?
We do. So it's horizen.io because our ticker symbol is Zen, Z-E-N. Horizen.io. One-stop shop for everything. And yeah, of course, we got Telegram and Discord is where we have a lot of community convo. So.
Let me get a round of applause for my guest, Mr. Robert Viglione.
Thank you, guys.
Team La Perla.
Awesome.
That's this young lady right here.
Oh, sorry.
So I want to introduce you guys at home and on the internet globally, right? This is Angela Magana. She's a fighter out of Team La Perla. Give her a round of applause. Her and her beautiful husband, who I'm not sure where he's at. Oh, he's around the corner. He's Gabriel. He's the trainer here. These guys have opened up their hearts and they've opened themselves up to us as a community. They've welcomed us down here to La Perla. And what we want to do is we want to start showing them some love. We want to start showing this community some love. Say hi to Gabriel back here. It's Gabriel. I know a lot of you guys in my community are always talking about getting in shape. These guys down here don't play no games. Come on down here. You already see how to get down here, man. You can Uber up to La Vergüenza. They'll send somebody up there to pick you up if you don't want to walk down here. But honestly, La Perla is one of the safest communities you can ever go to on planet Earth. They literally have a no violence rule down here if you don't know any better. Women are probably the most safest people in the world right here in La Perla. And kids as well, because they have very strict laws to protect you. So have no fear. Feel free to come down here, see these guys, train with them, get to know them, visit the community down here, show some love, buy some food, hang out, and get to know your neighbors, man. We're all a family. That's what I got for you guys, man. Let me get one more round of applause for Monday San Juan.
Thank you, Pedro.